Hello class, my name is Annabella Zamparolo, and for my Teach 1 assignment, I'll be providing you information about entity relationship diagrams. What is an entity relationship diagram? According to Lucy Short, an entity relationship diagram, also called an ER diagram, is a type of flowchart that illustrates how entities relate to each other within a system. ER diagrams are most often used to design or debug relational databases in the fields of software engineering, business information systems, and education. ER diagrams are composed of entities, relationship, and attributes. An entity is an object or concept about which you want to store your information. We have two types of entities, weak entities and associative entities. An entity is represented by a rectangle, which contains the entity's name. Then we have an attribute. An attribute can be described as the property or characteristics of the entity. We have three types of attributes. Key attributes, which is a unique to distinguish the characteristics of the entity, multi-valued attributes, and derived attributes. Each attribute is represented by an oval containing attribute's name. Then lastly, we have a relationship. We use relationship to see how the entities act upon each other and how they are associated. We have two types of relationship, a strong relationship and weak, also co-identifying relationships. These are represented by a rhombus shape. Cardinality. Cardinality specifies how many instances of an entity relate to one instance of another entity. The three main cardinal relationships are one-to-one, one-to-many, and many-to-many. A one-to-one example will be one patient associated with one mailing address. A one-to-many or many-to-one, depending on the relationship direction, is a patient can have multiple medications prescribed. Then, a many-to-many is when a doctor treats many patients and patient sees many doctors. As discussed previously, an ER diagram is a type of flowchart that illustrates how the entities such an object or concept relate to each other within the system. I created a simple ER diagram which provides pharmacy claims, and this illustrates how these elements are working together. Lucidchart is a great online diagram software where you can create ER diagrams, flowcharts, and Gantt charts. In this example, we see three entities, claims, members, and drugs, and each of its attributes, and the relationship within each of the entities. For example, a claim may have many drugs, but the drug only has one. This relationship can describe as one-to-many. Then I'll be showing you how to create an ER diagram in SSMS. In order to create the ER diagram, it's important to have already your tables created in the database. For example, here we see the three tables with each of the attributes. Claim ID, member ID, and drug ID can be identified as the primary keys within each of these entities. You can follow these steps and you'll be able to create your own ER diagram in SSMS. First step is to go to your database and right-click on Database Diagrams and then select New Database Diagram. Then you will get a pop-up where you can select the tables you will be utilizing for your ER diagram. In my case, I selected members, claims, and drug. In step 3, you will assign within each entity which is the primary key. For example, in claims, the primary key is claim ID. Member ID and drug ID can be considered as foreign keys. On step 4, you will need to create the relationship within the entities. Right-click on the entity and then click Relationship. SSMS has an idea of which are going to be the foreign keys. You can also click and add and create them. For example, I created the relationship within the claims and the members. Then lastly, after creating all the relationship, you have created your own ER diagram in SSMS. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.